No, King's Falls Down. Nobody's ever actually donated for that, and I'm not 100% sure I would do that anyways, especially since I don't actually own anything that's pink. Sorry. Good morning, everyone who is here, which I know isn't a lot of people. Back in the weekdays. Pity, we're almost assuredly going to be playing through 10 on the weekdays. Probably beating it on the weekday, even. Oh no, he's dead! No, that's okay, he's fine. I got a couple more levels to get anyways, and I kind of wanted to show off how I prefer to do this. What I do is I make sure that everyone has auto rebirth, which they learn bit by bit, while I have a coral ring on Kiena, which basically makes him invincible. Not literally invincible, but after a few levels, he's pretty much invincible. I am on Disc 3, Kings. We're not actually that far into Disc 3. We're about to begin the chase and search for Kuja, which will lead to a trek across a continent, the Undersand Palace. Then we're going to go to some other place, then some other place, and then some awesome stuff's going to happen. Then it'll be then Disc 3. Any questions? I forgot to put the band-aid back on. Oh no, Omni's dead! Nah, I'm just kidding. Like I said, we're going to get a few more levels. Give people a little chance to stream in, assuming anybody's going to be watching today. By the way, I do have to go in about 40 minutes, but only for like a couple of minutes. I will not be long. Why is this on my screen? Go away. Yeah, Kiena's really useful, and in fact will continue to be useful for several sections that are coming up. What level's everyone? Yeah, a few more levels. A little bit more, guys. Sorry. Let's go ahead and close this. We won't be needing that. Not really, Vice. I've only been doing this for about an hour. Once you have level 5 death and you know what you're doing, it's really easy to crank some levels up here. Just make sure everyone has ability up, everyone has level up, and then work on that whole, whoops, I'm out of mana situation. Who's John Butler? Probably not the answer you were looking for. Don't hit Vice! Don't hit Vice! The only way I could screw up is what I just did, which is to forget to get my mana back. That's okay, he doesn't actually need a lot of mana right now. Or health. Exp! He doesn't need a lot of exp at the moment. God, wake up, Arch. It's funny, I was actually trying to look up what level I usually like to beat the game at and kind of aim for that, but I actually have no idea what the average level for beating the game is, at least for me. So I have no idea what that is. So I'm just kind of aiming for the mid-40s and hoping for the best. By the way, the encounter rate in this spot I'm at right now is pretty much 100% Grand Dragons, for everybody who's wondering. Hey, Undead Elvis. Ah. We do, Permeus? That is news to me. Actually, that's very news to me, because I just actually looked at a few things this morning, so I'm curious where that came from. Unless you're talking about the no later than December, I think it was, thing, in which case, yeah, I already knew about that. My final team? Not really, to be honest with you. December 24th. Yeah, I see no news about that. Sorry. I don't know where you're getting that from, Burmius. I just checked just now, even. Although, if it really is December, that actually is terrible, because that means about a year and a half with no content updates, which is really bad, all things considered. And will probably ensure that I don't resubscribe to WoW for quite a while. No, I haven't, Omni. Although, usually I don't like going too much into the actual formulas themselves. But yeah, long story short, your stats kind of do this as you level in this game. That's probably the summary. Here, let me do it from the side so you can kind of see. They kind of plateau out after you get to a certain point. Oh no, everyone's dead! No! Okay, Vice is okay. No, Omni's okay. Okay. No, Ronnie's okay. We're good, guys. We're good. In case you're wondering, the reason I do this instead of the Coral Ring strategy is because this strategy ensures that the physical attacks don't do anything as well as the thunder attacks, and it also is very much easier on resources because I don't have to burn as much in terms of tens, potions, items, phoenix downs, etc. If they all just automatically get up and it doesn't matter what their health is. Therefore, the only one that's actually important to keep alive is Herbert, aka Kiena, and he's fine. He's the one who's going to be getting the most decks because he's always the one who's going to be up, so yeah. That's why I use the Rebirth strategy and not the Coral Ring strategy. What are my thoughts on Dragon Age Inquisition? I have none whatsoever. That's actually kind of a lie. Dragon Age Inquisition will have to be a good game or a bad game on its own merits. I have no positives and no negatives. They have no consumer trust, and therefore I'll treat it just like any other game that has come out from some company I've never heard of, in a series I've never heard of. Absolutely no prejudice walking in whatsoever. Let's adjust the mic a little bit here. There we go. Like I said, I was kind of hoping to do most of this off camera, but I only actually have had about an hour of leveling. I went to bed pretty early last night. Got up this morning, hastily started the dishes, or did the dishes, I should say, and then started the laundry, which is what I'm going to have to go do in a few minutes. And then spent my spare, like, 40 minutes here. BioWare Machina. BioWare is just... I'm now treating them as if they're just like any other company that has no preconceived notions about them. Yes, I do, Nullbuilt, because Neverwinter Nights did, and so did Baldur's Gate 2, and so did Neverwinter Nights 2. All of those games had a strong multiplayer component that really I enjoyed a lot. I'm just waiting to see how many people in chat are like, what are you talking about? Let's go ahead and... Let's just burn a tent. One of the other things I don't like about this game is the fact that tents don't fully heal, and there's no cottages. So it's like FF4, except there is no fully heal item like there was in FF4. Although I guess cottages didn't fully heal either, but still. A little bit more, guys. So let's see, what do I want to use for my final party? I don't know, I'm tempted with an all melee setup. I'll debate it. By the way, for those of you who are present, I just feel like sharing, I've decided on a new rule for lore runs. I will never do a lore run other than exceptions, because there's always exceptions. But other than exceptions, I will never do a lore run that does not actually involve me cheating on the game to get rid of periods of the time, like what I'm doing right now. Because one thing this marathon has taught me is that I should cheat on lore runs, because it just gets rid of so much of the time investment that is required in order to beat the games properly. And on a live stream, I don't feel like just sitting and leveling. It's boring to me, it's boring to you, I only have so many things to talk about, etc. There are exceptions, of course, but the point remains. It's funny you asked that, Machina. I'd go ahead and say that was the final blow, not the only thing. But then again, I really liked Mass Effect 2, so shrug. Tall, I doubt you're asking that question seriously, but I'll go ahead and tell you what I think is successful about Obsidian, and that's the fact that they make good games. They're buggy games, they're incomplete games, and they have issues, but by God, those people make an incredible story. They tend to have really good success with doing stuff with other people's IPs as well, but even ignoring that, they are really good at making a good story, so yeah. Undead Elvis, that's a really weird question, considering I've been starting at 11 a.m. every evening, or every morning, and ending at about 11 p.m. every evening, with exceptions, so yeah, of course I'm on a schedule. And have been for 2 weeks and 2 days now. Alright, what else we got? I think that's it, actually. One more level, just for kicks, because 45 is kind of what I'm aiming for. Do I think BioWare feels they can get away without an incident like Mass Effect 3 due to the positive critical response? I'll be honest with you, I doubt most of the devs care, and I think most of the marketing people are either deluded or stupid enough to think that Mass Effect 3 was a net positive for them. Oh, got you, Undead Elvis. Actually, I'm pretty much on schedule with a couple of exceptions. I wish I was a little bit further ahead than I currently am. But FF8 and FF7 really delayed me. Again, that whole cheating thing. In actual fact, there will be no videos going live this week because I never got a chance to record them. But if my throat hadn't acted up, if I hadn't gotten sick, I was actually going to record videos for this week, and this is going to be the last week I was going to have pre-recorded videos for. So, I'm a little behind schedule. Not too much, though. Also, I saw what you said, Kings, about the roller coaster tycoon thing. I just shake my head. They did the same thing with Command and Conquer, for those of you who paid attention to that sort of thing. Or tried, I should say. It didn't go anywhere very quickly. I don't even know if that's live anymore. Yeah, Undead Elvis is actually an analogy for what that is that I actually like. Picture you're, some kind of Olympic or sports, champion kind of guy, and you've just performed your absolute best game ever But the only reason you just performed your best game ever is because of the fact you just crippled yourself. So you'll never actually do that well again because you crippled yourself. That's not quite winning, guys. There we go, 45. Let's move on. We got a few levels, that should be good for now. I may have to do another leveling break, but if I do, I'll do it later. One of the only things I don't like about this section, I can't believe I'm saying this, is basically I have to level all of my party members because all 8 of them are about to be active. So I want to make sure that I have nobody left behind in terms of levels. Usually I go ahead and actually bring Kiena deliberately to the Kilvert area because of the fact that there's several things he can eat, which is pretty useful there. I'm not actually planning on doing that this time, so we're just going to do the classic all melees, all magic guys for this split section coming up. Oh, by the way, Kings Falls Down, even though nobody ever donated for me to wear pink, some people did donate for me to polish my nail, or put finger stuff on my nails during my Kingdom Hearts 2 lore run. And I wore it for several of the ruminations I did afterwards, which was part of the deal as well. So, shrug. Let me think about this. Let's go and do this really quick. Think about it, Bandit. I'm sure it'll all make sense in the end. There's probably another town that's easier to reach than this one. Or another inn, really, is the important part, but I'm not aware of one off the top of my head. We need to buy a few things anyways. Get ready for the palace area. Hey, Muad'Dib. I'm not going to say it right. Muad'Dib! Okay, I lied. I said it once. Well, you just leave IRC up, Muad'Dib? I do that sometimes, without meaning to. I really should use past tense there. So I have to admit, the dungeon we're about to be going to, it's actually the next dungeon, has probably my favorite dungeons. I'd say actually my second favorite dungeon music from this whole game. Yes, but there's one thing they don't have, and that's the shops that I need. Although at this point, I probably could have gone there, but whatever. What do you mean, Kings? What are you not seeing, Kings? Oops, I already did that. Are you just losing your mind? Ah, damn it, man. Ah, well. I'll just rip your mind out and replace it with another one. Don't worry, you'll be much better afterwards. You know what's sad is I actually am a big proponent of hype when it's used properly, you know? Certain things I think are awesome to be hyped for, like the marathon I'm doing right now, for example. But, Morning Reaper. You ready for Quillvert, or Oilvert, or Vert? However the hell you pronounce that stupid place. Yes. Did I already get everything here? I think I did. Like I said, hype is good under proper circumstances. But hence the term, proper circumstances. Oilvert, maybe? Oilvert? I don't know. I don't even remember how it's spelled off the top of my head. I usually call it Quilvert. Or just don't call it anything, because I just call it that stupid place you can't use magic at. It's all good, Reaper. I don't think I'm actually going to be stealing anything from this point on anyways. But yeah, a game like Titanfall, I don't want to speak ill of the game, I just don't understand the hype for it. Okay, it's a first-person shooter that involves robots. That sounds cool. Why is everyone hyped for it? You know, that's basically my mindset on that one in a nutshell. I just don't get I hate to say it, I just don't get the hype. I don't get what's so significant about it. Okay, that sounds like fun. I tend to get hyped about, you know, geeky things, admittedly, but still. You know, I was hyped for Awesome Games 2014, for example. I was like, hype! I even sat here and watched the first run with my sister. Well, first, like, 3 runs, but anyways. Like I said, I think hype can be a good thing. But then you could say the same thing about a lot of things. I'm trying to think, the last game I was genuinely hyped for, I think, was Heart of the Swarm, to be honest with you. No, that's a lie. I was hyped for Pokemon XY, too. And a few other games. Whoops. No. No, Reaper. Sorry. Unless you ask really nicely. Besides, you're already up to like 2 guesses, aren't you? Let's check here. The fact that it's not alphabetized is kind of annoying. Whoop, whoop. I'm not really hyped for Kingdom Hearts 3, no, because I'm worried about whether or not it's going to be good. I know that sounds terrible, but it's the truth. I don't have any guesses from you, Reaper. Like, literally. I have no guesses down for you. Oh, well. Of course, then there's some games that you're, like, totally not hyped for at all that turn out to be amazing out of nowhere. I think Assassin's Creed 4 probably qualifies into that. Come on, let me on. There we go. Holy moly, I can make my tax refund go for miles at Meineke. I should do that immediately. Hey, King Ramza. See if I can remember where the hell this place is. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, 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 bum. Seriously, I'm actually not 100% sure where it is. Yeah, that's another thing that fanboyism can lead to it that is a negative. Not only overhype, but then, you know, over negative opinion when it doesn't live up to hype. It's actually something that I was accused of a lot when it comes to Mass Effect 3, which I rebuffed every time someone mentioned it because, no, this is not hype that caused this, the game was just genuinely having issues, regardless of any hype. There's a difference between not living up to expectations when those expectations are huge, and not living up to expectations when those expectations are a decent game. Sorry. No, I don't know, King Ramza. I mean, I'm not actually that far into Disc 3. I'd say I'm maybe a quarter of the way, maybe a third of the way through Disc 3. I got 2 rather lengthy dungeons coming up. Actually, 3, really. Just occurred to me, the only one who has any gear on is Zidane. I need to completely re-equip everyone, too. Whatever. That can wait until I actually select a party. Bum, is it? I still got about 20 minutes. Let's go ahead and get a safety save in, because I haven't saved since I finished leveling. Here's a question, Tall, and you're probably not going to answer seriously, but I am a little bit curious. What do you... Excuse me, what do you think of the more recent Dead Space games? So I just like the fact that Kuja has his palace built underneath the desert. That's just so him, you know? Again, that whole unique, I want this because it's rare and unusual thing. Hey look, it's the Antlion from forever ago. I remember when you were a boss. Yeah, you missed getting Ronnie back. We're past that point now. I was a little disappointed by Skyrim. I still enjoyed it. I just didn't enjoy it as much as Oblivion. But then again, it lacked a strong narrative, which is my personal thought on the matter. Okay, apparently it's the wrong one. Oh no, I have to wait for the sand thingy to show up, don't I? The final encounter count on FF8 was 141. Our lowest so far, actually. Man, that should not hit that hard. Oh, you son of a... God, you're irritating. In case you're wondering why I'm dying here, it's because I have 3 people who are literally completely unequipped, and it's an enemy that counterattacks physical attacks and blinds you. And so I'm just meleeing through it, so I'm not exactly what you would call trying at the moment. Because I really don't feel like equipping up until I'm actually going to be, you know, fighting. Okay, does this just not... Okay, I must be misunderstanding how this works. I thought I had to wait for the sand to show up. Or maybe it's the one that doesn't have the sand thing in it? God, I don't remember. It's been forever since I've done this. Well, whatever. I got other ways to deal with you other than melee attacks. Apparently Antlions are a level of multiple of 5. I actually can't play Amnesia. But that's just me. Okay, so the one that doesn't have stuff in it, which is that one over there. There we go. I remembered the right thing, just in the complete opposite way. I love this. We go into the sand, and we wake up here. The hell? Where the heck are we? Good question. I wish I knew. After I fell into the quicksand, everything went dark. That's all I remember. Me too. And then we're in this room. And where is everyone? I don't know. So you're finally awake. I'm so happy to see you again. My, aren't we feisty today? No need to worry about them. They're in rooms not unlike yours. Oh yes, by the way, I should probably enlighten you as to your current situation. That's lava, by the way. I'm sure that even your feeble mind can grasp what would happen if you were to take that plunge. Yeah. Oh dear. Was it something I said? Either way, now that you're aware of your predicament, I'd like you to do a tiny favor for me. I'll let your friends live if you say yes. Very good. You've chosen wisely. First, step outside. Poor black mages. I don't know, a dozen times? Something like that. Not that often. Not nearly as often as some of the other FFs. Man, I really need to... I like the teleport mechanic, by the way, in this game. We only see it a few times. Welcome to my humble abode. Just cut to the chase and tell me what the hell you want. My, we're upset, aren't we? Well, this is your errand. I want you to go somewhere, and I want you to bring something back for me. So tell me what it is already, you demon. I'd watch my mouth if I were you. Surely you haven't forgotten that I hold your friends' lives in my hands. I'm going to send you to a place called Oelvert. Where's that? Oelvert is south of the Seaways Canyon on the Forgotten Continent. It really isn't my kind of place. What do you mean by that? You see, there's this anti-magic barrier around it, and I want to send you because you're too stupid to use magic. Once there, I want you to retrieve the Gulug Stone for me. What do you say? Isn't it a simple task? I'll even send you on my luxury cruise ship so you won't have to worry about transportation. Perhaps it's too much for just you. I better send you with 3 of your friends, just to be safe. Besides, nobody likes to fight against himself. Never mind. Speak your names when you've chosen your partners. So, come on, Twitch. Come on, come back online. Don't do this crap to me again. You did this back during FF4, too. Okay. Wait.